If I asked you when British troops fought the samurai, most people would say World War II. It's actually a bit earlier. Imagine you're a 19th century samurai. You've trained your whole life with the blade, your top knot is immaculate, and your honour is your soul. And then you find yourself fighting British Royal Marines with rifles, bayonets, and attitude. Welcome to the Shimonoseki campaign of 1863 to 64, one of the wildest did that really happen moments in East-West history. Here's the setup. The Choshu domain, a powerful samurai clan in western Japan, was not dealing well with foreigners. Their lord, inspired by the whole expel the barbarians movement, decided to block the Shimonoseki Strait. That's a critical shipping route, by the way. And by block, I mean blast foreign ships with cannons. This might not have been the best of plans. So what did the Gaijin, or foreigners, do? They decided they had to do something. The US, the Netherlands, France and Great Britain teamed up and said, OK, time for diplomacy, with explosives. The British brought serious firepower. We're talking numerous warships, and not just ships. They landed approximately 1,000 troops, including British Royal Marines, the Naval Brigade, and the 2nd Battalion of the 20th East Devonshire Regiment of Foot. Yeah, we're not talking a small thing here, are we? Now these stormed the beaches under heavy fire, advanced uphill and engaged in brutal trench warfare. The samurai defenders, some still wearing traditional armour, used old artillery and even swords to hold off the invaders. Picture it. Red-coated British infantry firing volleys, Royal Marines flanking artillery nests, and samurai countercharging with blades. One British officer, Commander RAF Peel, described it as an extraordinary mix of medieval fury and modern firepower. Another noted they came at us with blades in the smoke, brave men but hopelessly outgunned, straight out of the Last Samurai. And while we don't have any direct quotes from the samurai who fought there, we can tap into the spirit they lived by. As the Hakakuri says, when pressed with a choice of life or death, it is not necessary to gain one's aim. Move on with determination. To say dying without attaining one's aim is a dog's death, but there is no shame in this. That's Bushido. Fight even when defeat is certain. And that's exactly what they did. It was one of the only times British troops fought samurai on Japanese soil, with close quarters bayonet fighting reported in some of the hillside bunkers. Over 3 days of brutal combat, the Western Alliance took out 11 batteries and silenced more than 50 cannons. The Choshu defenders suffered over 40 killed and 150 wounded, while the British reported 11 killed and 50 wounded. It was costly, chaotic, and a turning point in relations. The samurai, brave, skilled, legendary, British Marines and infantry armed with naval artillery, breech-loading rifles, and zero tolerance. After the smoke cleared, the Choshu lords signed the treaties, paid reparations, and, in an amazing plot twist, started modernising like crazy, because they realised, hey, maybe swords aren't going to cut it anymore. And a few years later, those same samurai helped overthrow the shogunate in the Meiji Restoration. Yup, they went from being anti-foreign rebels to Japan's modernisers. Really weirdly, these are the guys who are fighting the traditional samurai in The Last Samurai. I hope you found that interesting. I like finding these obscure little bits of history, and when I do, I try and share them with you. So if you liked and enjoyed that, please like and subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments and any other really obscure things you think I ought to cover. See you soon.